Travelers feeling turbulence coast to coast as the FAA cancels hundreds of flights at 40 major airports because of the government shutdown.
Everybody's suffering in the country because of the shutdown.
More than 800 flights already canceled this morning. Frustration mounting.
It affects your money, your expenses, and that's tough.
Would you be open to getting a backup ticket?
You got to have backup money. I don't have that.
Some travelers who were notified of flight cancellations now opting to cancel their trip altogether instead of rebooking.
I don't know when all this is going to, end.
The 40 airports impacted, including the country's busiest, from Atlanta to Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Boston, and Miami. Airlines told to reduce flights by 4% today, ramping up to 10% over the next several days. American canceling around 220 daily flights, Delta canceling 170, and United canceling just under 200 per day.
If you're in a market with only 2 small regional flights and you cancel one or both of them, that's a huge impact to that market. We want to avoid that. And so what we're doing is really spreading it around the system.
The Trump administration says they're trying to ease the strain on 13,000 air traffic controllers, but some critics argue it's just a move to pressure Democrats to reopen the government as the shutdown reaches day 38.
It is pretty crazy that the Republicans and their posture throughout this entire process has just been, no, we're going to keep up. We're going to fuck up further. And it's pretty crazy. The spread here is chicken wings, a turkey club, and French fries. And deviled eggs. Sean Duffy should go to jail for his crime against transportation and travel. I agree. Just in general. On principle, I agree with that.
This as more than 60,000 TSA agents are also working without pay. These essential workers forced to decide if they can even afford to keep showing up on the job.
This is the little bit that is in here. This is enough to hold over for maybe another week. The fridge is pretty much empty.
Maggie Sabatino is a lead TSA agent in Philadelphia and a mother of 2.
We were told if you call in sick, you have to provide medical documentation. When I call out, I tell them the truth. Can't afford childcare.
So you can see the impact here. The airlines say for passengers who are going to experience a canceled flight, they hope to be able to notify them a day in advance and then rebook them on another flight. For passengers who do not want to be rebooked, they are entitled to a full cash refund.
38 days into the government shutdown, this morning a federal judge accusing the White House of withholding federal food assistance.
No. People keep asking, is your trip to China cooked? No.
For
China is international travel, and they have not touched international travel so far. They might. It's the delays that happen on the domestic travel front. Yeah, cruelty for cruelty's sake is right. The Trump administration asked a federal appeals court for an emergency pause on federal judge's order to fully fund SNAP benefits this month. It is one of the most insane things I've ever seen, dude. They are actively saying, no, we want to starve people. We want to starve people. And it blows my mind. It blows my mind that is like, what if you get stuck in China? I'm not worried about getting stuck in China. I'm worried about getting stuck in D.C.
Reasons and ordering the administration to fully distribute SNAP benefits by today. Judge John McConnell saying, quote, people have gone without for too long. Not making payments to them for even another day is simply unacceptable. Vice President J.D. Vance arguing it's not up to the courts to decide.
In the midst of a shutdown, we can't have a federal court telling the president how he has to triage the situation.
Just days ago, the administration had agreed to tap into more than $4.5 billion in emergency funding to partially fund SNAP, which 42 million Americans rely on. The White House insisted those payments would still go out, even after the president posted on social media, SNAP benefits will be.
Bro, this is also such an insane moment because the thing is, like, Trump could have looked like a hero to be like, I saved SNAP, and just lied. And was like, I have the contingency funds. I found it. I saved it. The Democrats want to keep going with the shutdown because they want to starve you. Meanwhile, he's just like, nope. I want to purposely look like a villain. I cannot believe it. Every day that goes by, I'm closer to the, he doesn't want to have elections again because he wants riots that he violently deals with to call a martial law. This doesn't make any sense. I don't know why he's stress testing the system like this.
Even only when the radical left Democrats open up government. The judge pointing to the president's own words, accusing the administration of defying the court's order and causing irreparable harm, saying, quote, the evidence shows that people will go hungry, food pantries will be overburdened, and needless suffering will occur. So the administration does plan to appeal this ruling. Back here on Capitol Hill, the Senate is expected to vote for the 15th time to reopen the government. And even as so many Americans out there are worried about whether or not they're going to receive their benefits, federal workers are going without pay. Right now, lawmakers are still getting their paycheck, even though the House of Representatives has been out of town and out of session for 49 days, Michael.
Yeah, it's embarrassing at this point, Rachel. It really is. Thank you.
Like, I know they want to get rid of SNAP.
President Trump announcing that early next year the price of weight loss drugs Wegovy and Zepbound.
Not a stress test when he's trying to get the system to fail. It's just like he's also really annoyed with the whole like affordability stuff. Ironically, he campaigned on that and won on that. You know, fixing the prices, making groceries cheaper, and he is actively making it more expensive, both with the tariffs, both with the instability, both with the cuts to subsidies, and also with the cuts to SNAP in general. And it's like, I don't know where he's going with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you're seeing hella people experience buyer's remorse right now.
That will be dropping drastically, potentially impacting millions of Americans, including seniors on Medicare.
This is a triumph for American patients that will save lives and improve.
Do you think he thinks everyone is rich, Law? Yes. He is surrounded by people who are so far removed from the realities of poverty that he can't even comprehend it, I think.
Improve the health of millions and millions of Americans.
Right now, these drugs, known as GLP-1s, cost roughly $500 a month for people without insurance, making them out of reach for many Americans. But in the coming months, that price for the starter doses will fall to $350 a month and down to $250 over the next 2 years. The drugs will also soon be covered for people on Medicare who are severely obese, though not people who are simply overweight.
Just as significantly, Medicare and Medicaid will finally cover the cost of these weight loss drugs for millions of patients suffering from obesity.
Those on Medicare will pay just a $50 copay. Access will also be expanded for qualifying people on Medicaid who could end up paying virtually nothing. With many on these drugs for life, I asked Dr. Mehmet Oz, who oversees Medicare and Medicaid, if he's confident the prices won't go back up.
And you can guarantee the American people that once these costs go down, they're going to stay down.
I'm guaranteeing the American people that the tariff change by the Supreme Court won't affect these prices. There may be other manufacturing issues that can drive prices up and down, but I feel very confident that now we've set the standard.
And there are also lots of questions about the pill form of these drugs that are being developed but are still not approved by the FDA. But when they do become available under Trump's plan, the lowest dose could cost just $150 a month. And the Trump administration is also touting a new website, TrumpRx.gov, that's expected to go live in January, where patients will be able to compare the prices from various manufacturers. Now, the government won't actually be selling the drugs through this website. Instead, this is an effort to increase transparency about what these drugs actually cost. Guys.
Yep, you got to do the math. Mary, thank you.